Guys, what's going on? And hopefully you're having yourself a fantastic Wednesday. Before we jump and kick off the stream and jump into a lot of bets for the next hour, we got a lot to dive into. Very excited. A billion NBA games. We got 4 NHL games, college basketball. So much to jump into. Definitely want to give a shout out to Wilbo. Really appreciate you joining the family and becoming an OG. Really appreciate your support, my friend. I know you've been on the streams for a while, checking out a lot of content. Appreciate you sharing earlier on this morning stream how much you've been going back and watching old live streams and kind of refining your skills and learning the strategies that I share. So really appreciate you joining the family. And so for any OGs and DGens that are going to be jumping in the chat, make sure you welcome in Wilbo as part of the family. It's something that I don't mention often, guys, but it is part of, the perks of being in the chat here is that, you can gain access. I have 2 different options on my memberships tab on my YouTube homepage from $1.99 a month to $4.99 a month, where you can get early access to my content. I just dropped a video today. If you are an OG, then you received that video earlier than everyone else did. And so it's a video that I just posted on my YouTube channel talking about arbitrage betting and kind of going through some tips and tricks, best practices. So if you guys are really interested in refining and honing in on your arbitrage skills, definitely check that video out. Let me know if it's awesome. Let me know if it stinks. Either way, let me know. MP, what's going on, 49ers faithful? Speaking of a couple of members of the family, MP and 49ers, what's going on, guys? Hopefully you're having a really good day. Appreciate you tuning in. So we're starting off with some DFS. Saints fan, what's going on, man? No doubt about that. And I appreciate that, MP. Steve asking how's sharp money been going for the last 2 days. I haven't pulled my data in the last, probably I think it was last weekend I looked at it and it was very positive. I don't pull it every day. I pull it every week or two. Sorry to hear that maybe it hasn't been started off been going great, but gotten bad last week. It's just the way it starts. You know how that is. Well, appreciate that, man. I know it's late. You're across the pond in the UK, so appreciate you tuning in late. Trent, what's going on? Irish, what's up? Dan, what's going on with you, my friend? Hefe, what's up? So let's look at some PrizePicks underdog slips. See what we have cooking at the moment using the sharp money tool. I'm going to pull up PrizePicks right now at the moment. If you guys are a member, as Irish and so many others are, of the Dub Club, I'm going to be dropping, you guys already know about Onyx, and so I'm going to be talking about Onyx here a little bit later, just a little FYI for those of you that are using it. So we do have a Wemby boost over here on PrizePicks that we want to take advantage of. And also, guys, I posted on X, I'm running a D-Gen parlay, long shot parlay, giving away $500, $100 to 5 people. So make sure you like it and retweet it, because if we hit for like 12 grand tonight, which would be really cool. And so we're looking at Bobby Portis under 23.5 points and rebounds. Okay. No Giannis tonight, which could be a bit of a, Sam Hauser. Somebody wants this at minus 122. I'm fine with that. I'm going to grab this Wemby play with Bobby Portis and then also Sam Hauser under on his rebounds. And it's going to be a 3-pick entry with no insurance. And let's see if I can share this with you guys. I don't know if it went through or not. No, not yet. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, this has happened to me before, where all of a sudden now I got to recreate this accessibility mode. I don't know what the hell accessibility mode is on my Google Chrome. Under, yeah, okay, 2 unders. Cool. No, I have no idea what's going on right now. Literally, this happened to me the other day on a stream, and apologies, guys. I'm trying to get this out here, but my Google Chrome now all of a sudden is just not letting me submit the slip. Unless it's for $5 and I'm playing it for too much. Let's try $5. Does that work? There it is. It's $5. Really weird, because earlier I played a slip that was a promo for $25, but now I can only play it for $5. I'm kind of getting some weird things on the promos. Ken, what's going on? Anton, how's it going? Jordan, BetUS took away my prop builder today. RIP. That's happened to probably a few of us. I know myself that's happened too. Sorry to hear about that. All right, so ran that slip over there. I guess I can only play for $5, though I played a slip earlier. That was a PrizePicks promo. I played it for $25. It was the Jaylen Brown discount on his points. I don't know. It's always an adventure with what's going to be happening. Jokic under 25.5 points. Somebody wants this at -122. Okay, I like that. So let's see. We're just going to continue on the PrizePicks trend here for the moment, guys. Nope, that's bumped. It's at 24.5 points now on Joker. So you can't get this anymore on PrizePicks. Let's refresh it. You can probably get this on Underdog. So maybe we can cook this up on Underdog instead. Let's see. Yes, it's still available on Underdogs. And we're going to switch to Underdog mode here for a second. Harrison Barnes. Somebody wants this at -116. I don't really like that. Gafford. I can get down with Gafford. Gafford's okay. By the way, my heart goes out to any of you Dallas Mavericks fans. To make this a PG, I want to try to keep this show today a PG-13. Really feel for you guys, because it looks like basically everything got screwed up, and then your owner was like, "Yeah, we're going to kick out the GM," and now they're like, "Hey, Anthony Davis, we'll help work with you on any kind of trade." I feel like Sabonis is out for today's game. I thought I saw this earlier. I'm looking at the Sabonis play. I thought I saw an Underdog that he was ruled out. I can't remember. He's listed as questionable. Never mind. He's questionable. That's the most recent update. So we'll take his under 36.5 PRA, though I'm not always a fan of that. Okay. This is an Underdog slip, guys. No insurance, 3-pick entry. My favorites. There we go. Appreciate that, 49ers faithful. Yeah, for sure. Rama, what do you say to the people who run two-man slips on PP because they want less variance? I mean, if you're finding plays, Ramo, that are positive EV on two-man slips, then, buddy, that's the recipe for success. If people are running two-man slips but not paying attention to odds at all, then they're idiots. But if you are paying attention to odds and you're getting a really good price, you know, whether it's the sharp money tool or if it's a positive EV play, whether you're a bottom-up sports bettor, top-down sports bettor, it's all about price. So if you're really, though, just running two-man slips because the Asian guy on YouTube who posts that he's made $1 billion says to do so, maybe he's made some money. I can't remember his name right now. But, he's got a bunch of tattoos and he's like 15 years old. That guy, if Tyson secured, there we go. If he's telling you to play it, but you're getting positive EV on those two-man slips, then by all means, play the two-man slips. But if you're playing two-man slips just because it feels safe, then that's like anyone that's betting on -150s because they think it feels safe, but there's no actual strategy or there's nothing behind it. So, it all depends on your price. So if your question is, if you want to play two-man slips and the model says you should be getting this at -190s, the fair value, and you're getting it at -137 on PrizePicks, buddy, that's all day long. I'd play two-man slips all day as well. The reason that we play three-mans is because of the price, or in this case, the sharp money tool. So, and always happy to have a healthy discussion, guys, about that. I don't mean to come across so blunt, but it all comes down to price. And Ramo, you've been someone in here that's been in this stream for months and months and months. So you definitely know about sharp sports betting. So if you're finding plays that have an edge on two-mans, buddy, smash them. But if you're playing plays that really, you should be playing three-mans, but you're playing two-mans just because you feel safe, eventually you're hurting yourself in the long run. Even the two-man slips that you cash, you're not getting paid out as much as you should, and that's going to hurt yourself over the long run when you just keep playing the same two-man slips. So that's basically the essence of profitable sports betting. The best example that I can give to you guys is you go to the gas station, and one gas station is charging you $4 a gallon for gas, and the other one's charging you $3. And you just decide to keep going over to the gas station that charges you $4. And even though it's just one time that you're going to get gas at that $4 a gallon, you just decide to keep doing that every single time you pump gas, and you're effectively costing yourself money because you're not going to the better option. It's no different in sports betting. It's like telling the cashier when you go to check out and they're like, hey, this is a buy one, get one free sale. And you're like, no, I just want one. I don't want to get another one for free. You're basically saying no to the value. So that's kind of how it goes. UD bumped Hefe. Oh man, what else is new? Irish said JSN boosted better. Luka versus SGA boosted DraftKings, and then pick 6, choose your 30% boost. No problem, Irish, no problem. So let's take a look at better. The Joker play, you could play this on better if you wanted to with JSN. And then, and I don't mean to pick on you, Ramo. You're asking a good question there, man. It's just, it's all about price. This whole stream is all based off of price. Zubac over 18.5 points. We could do that. Again, I don't always like to double down on the Joker. So we got an SGA boost. We got a JSN boost. JSN over 85.5 receiving yards. Okay. And then I do like the Zubac play. Points and assists over 18.5. And again, guys, because Irish, just like a lot of the family's growing. We're getting a pretty big family now. But because you guys are, supporters, again, guys, I don't charge too much to become a supporter. It's $1.99 a month or $4.99 a month. Obviously, even for other guys that, are just here all the time, I try to make sure that, I answer you guys' questions. But obviously, if you are a channel member, you have preferential treatment. So that's why I'm going, I wouldn't say out of my way. It's time to talk about better in this part of the stream in DraftKings Pick 6. But want to make sure that we kind of, that's what you're paying for. I want to make sure we provide you some value. Porzingis, not lying here, guys. This is a little on the low side, right? If we go over to the low holds tool, and let's look at some better. I can't see. Better picks. Let's go better picks all. We can use the low holds tool to find some really good plays, or low holds. This is another good way to find some plays. So I'm looking for Draymond over 6.5 points. The problem is I don't trust Bovada. Bovada sucks. Or I should say Bovada is really easy to make money. FanDuel, though, Khan over on his points and rebounds. Can we get this? Over 19.5 points and rebounds? Yeah, but that's a boosted play, so we can't do that one either. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of where sometimes the better all slips, they're not. There we go. We want better picks. Profit X, $1,200 on Dan Gafford. We're looking at the under on his rebounds here. I can grab that. I don't mind that one at all. I think we might have already talked about this, but I can't remember. A lot going on. Okay, we're running this as a perfect entry. This is how I'm going to play my better entry. So for any of you that have better, I'm using the JSN boost, courtesy of Irish, bringing that up to our attention. And there we go, going on. Mikey, now, man, you're just in time. You're just in time. So there's the better slip. Let's go over to pick 6, and let's see what we got cooking for pick 6. We have some different options. And let's see what we have going on over there. So we'll come back over the Sharp Money tool. Let's refresh the page. Let's come up to the top here. Where do we got pick 6? Anything? Do we got anything? Damn, I could obviously just set. All right, we got Rui, $800. This is a little on the low side, a little low for me. But Rui under 4.5 rebounds, Lakers Thunder. If you guys are in Dub Club, you know that there is a play on the Lakers Thunder game tonight. We're on something. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? No doubt about that, Mikey. We shared a couple slips earlier. Kev asks, what's your favorite NBA player prop using positive EV? In terms of maybe like what's my favorite DVIG method? Kev, it would definitely be DVigging to FanDuel. It's one of my favorites. Winnings boost, boost your live NBA entry. Your choice of 50% for 4 picks or 30% boost for any entry. So on this pick 6 entry here, guys, okay, one thing that definitely the optimizer does a great job of showcasing this, just so you guys know, when we're looking at DraftKings pick 6, 4 pick entries are garbage, are effing garbage in terms of what you're getting paid out. And so even though we're receiving a 50% boost on a 4 pick entry, I would still rather take the 30% boost on an entry for $50 or less if I can play a 3-man. So when I'm over here on pick 6 and I'm going to claim now, I would rather have a 30% winnings boost for a 3 pick entry than take the 50% boost on a 4 pick. Because it's not really going to work out in the long run for the 4 picks. It's just not. So I'm taking the 30% boost. They try to trick you and to tell you that, hey, it's a better boost if you take the 30%, but it's just not. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use that instead. So we're going to look at some 3-man entries. The Rui play I'm okay with. It's fine by me. Double check to make sure I don't screw this up. Under 4.5 boards. What else do we got here? Porzingis on his PRA. Again, a little low here. But I still don't mind it. And then for the optimizer for the final play. Whoa. Green. I know there's no Giddey tonight, but this Green play. Sorry, he plays for the Pistons. Excuse me. Yeah, they already bumped this to 12.5 because that was insane. That was an insane play. Karis LeVert. Yeah. All right, go. Wait a minute. Do I got to play a 4 pit? Where's my boost? Bro, where's my boost? Am I just an idiot? Yeah, LeVert already bumped. No, now it's back. Okay. Why am I not getting a boost? Anyways, whatever. I'm playing this one. So I'll share this with you guys. So yeah, Kev, I love using FanDuel worst case. So for NBA player props, I use FanDuel and then I use worst case. That's my go-to all the time. Worst case is the homie. No doubt about that. No problem, Hefe. Appreciate the support, man. Bet105 world ranked. Let me log in. Bet105, guys, obviously a great book. I use it a lot more often now. It copies Pinnacle's odds. I use it a lot more often now, the Sharp Money tool. So I'm a big fan of it. But I appreciate that. It would be Billy C. Should be Billy C. Yeah. Why bet 105? Cool. Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding it actually at the moment. But yeah, just use Billy C for bet 105. I'll put this in here. Appreciate that. What else do we got here? All right, we got DraftKings pick 6. Cool. Let's look at Dabble. For anyone that's using Dabble, we'll look at some 3-pick entries. Again, guys, I'm looking at this board like if I were to bet it, right? Normally on Dabble, you can have a great time. Cedric Coward over points, rebounds. Looks good to FanDuel. You're getting a half point off there. I like that. Coop over 27.5 PRA. Yeah, it's okay. It's not great. It's fine. Chat's popping off. Love seeing what the chat's popping off. What's going on, Tyler Creator? Let me catch up with everyone. Today I generated picks, do Profitex and Novig parlays, A-Rank. Not to my knowledge. No. Just does the DFS at the moment. Unit size, Steve, I recommend, I put it in there. So I recommend it, but if you're asking for yourself, I mean, obviously it's going to be 1 unit's 1% of your bankroll, Steve. So whatever that is for you, 1% is, that's what I would recommend. If you want to get risky, if you want to get crazy with it, go put 2 units on a play, and that's your 1%. That's fine. But obviously, it's always 1% of your bankroll. But that's where you can kind of decide if you want to go a little higher or a little lower, for sure. Appreciate that, Ramo. MP live pick. Hey, Ron, what do I say to someone that asks, what do I do for a living? I tell them I'm a content creator. So I just tell them that I'm a content creator that talks about sports betting. Or I'm like your first grade teacher for sports betting education, basically. My dentist, I don't know if my dentist checked me out, but like it was a couple weeks ago, I got my teeth cleaned, and then he asked me what I did for work, and I told him that, and then apparently he likes to gamble because he was like, "Oh, write your YouTube channel down on a piece of paper for me before you leave." And I was like, "Okay." OG under on points. I like this one. Cooper's okay, and then that play already bumped. Derek Queen under 20. Yeah, I'd go Derek Queen, Cooper, OG. I wouldn't mess around with my cousin, long lost cousin John Collins, because there's no Pinnacle, there's no FanDuel. So Queen under, PRA flag, and then a new OG. All right, let's head over to the sharp money tool, and let's get back after out. Any DFS, we'll leave this right here. Sabonis under on points and rebounds looks enticing. We'll try to give out one more prize pick slip, and then we're going to just focus on some regular, just straight wagers. Sabonis, cool. Kalkbrenner, looking at what? The under 16.5 points and rebounds. Okay. Make sure you don't take his PRA, guys. And then Looney, under 5.5 points. No insurance on this one, guys. This is all courtesy of the Sharp Money tool. Where you at? Boom. There it is. All right, there's that 3-pick entry over there on PrizePicks. All right, we just put that one together. A lot of good stuff going on. All right, so outside of this, we will jump into everything that is not DFS. I got hockey selected. I have basketball selected. Just player props right now, guys. Very simple setup. If we want this, we could say like Pinnacle 250, and let's go a liquidity of at least $2,000. Too high? Really? Okay, 36. Let's change this to 15. Okay, 16 results. A little better. And I don't want to see underdog, right? I don't want to see the DFS stuff. Let's just at least check that out right now. Okay. Sportzino, is this play worth grabbing? Obviously, if you have Sportzino, grab it. We're looking at the under, was it 3.5 assists at -130? Somebody wants this at -160. Yeah, this is just I'd made me play this on underdog, guys. 3-man. For Santi Aldama, plays from Memphis, under 3.5 assists. Okay. Jamal under on his points. Someone's got $1,800 right now. Nuggets, Clippers, under 21.5 points. Someone wants this at -128 odds. We can get this at a better price on Caesars, Hard Rock, Fanatics, or Bet Rivers. Okay. This is fine for me. Pinnacle's at 250. This is what, a 7, almost 8x limit. 8x multiplier, I should say. I'm fine with Jamal Murray under 21.5 points. I would try myself to maybe bet this over on Bet Rivers. I would not play this at -138 or -139. I wouldn't play this at -136. But at a -122 or -125, it's okay with me. For live betting, Taryn. So I literally just I gave probably my best tip for live betting the NFL. It's on the OddsJam channel. Video dropped, I think, yesterday or today. I would definitely check out that video on the OddsJam channel because that goes through my favorite live betting strategy setup for the NFL. I mean, for live betting in terms of DVig, I always use worst case. It's okay if you want to use power, but I really just look at it's a combination of a couple of things. It's not just as simple as just grabbing one sports book, but definitely check out that video on the OddsJam channel that can help you out. Jalen over on assists. Someone wants this for what, minus 110 odds, $1,800. You can get this at ESPN Bet. And even a props builder, not bad, guys. Remember, another little indicator for myself, right? I'm all about teaching here and helping for free. So if you guys are finding any of this insightful, please smash the subscribe button. Share this with a buddy that you know that likes to bet and they suck and they can't make money. We can help them make money for sure. Anytime, like Sports Zeno, guys, is like the easiest book to beat. I say this a lot with a lot of books. Sports Zeno, though, it's not even close. And the fact that Props Builder is 1 cent off of Sports Zeno is like, buddy, giddy up. I got it. I would love this Jaylen Brown over 4.5 assists all day long. So I'm going to go in and bet this. God bless you, my bookie. Still let me bet $1,100 pre-match on this. I'm going to go in for a very large one here. This is a 250 spot. I think it's minus 117. Maybe minus 118. We'll have to see. There we go. Okay. So Jaylen Brown over 4.5 assists. Nice multiplier to Pinnacle. Or I'm sorry, to just to in general. Again, it's not very far off from Pinnacle. It is far off, though, to a little bit further off to FanDuel, which I like that. Kyle Kuzma under on his points. Someone wants this at plus 106 odds. Again, ESPN Bet. You can actually bet this at FanDuel, which doesn't always get me excited. If we want to look at the line history, guys, this is all available, right? You can just click line history right here. You can see what's up. You can see FanDuel. You can see ESPN Bet. Pinnacle's moving a little bit downwards. Okay, interesting. But somebody really wants this for about $1,600. This is starting to enter the territory here, guys, of where I'm kind of backing off a little bit, right? This is a 3x multiplier. That's fine. This is a little bit more. But that's kind of where I kind of stop it pretty much right there. Appreciate that, Irish. Yeah, or I mean, it's definitely a great strategy to use. I don't understand why more people don't do it. Hopefully, everyone in this chat should, if you have access to an exchange, should be doing what our Grande just said. I would definitely check that out because it's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. For those of you that don't want to have to try to figure out a puzzle, for those of you that don't want to have to try to hurry up and maybe bet these sides, you just want to make some risk-free dough, then I would do this over here with arbitrage betting, right? Especially now that we're looking at a bunch of NBA games tonight. It's pretty much it, right? If we want to look for anything that's maybe 4% or higher, okay, we don't have any arbs that are 4% or higher, unfortunately. How about 3%? All right, we have 8 currently at the moment. So the thing that I mentioned earlier, guys, on Dub Club, I sent this notification out. Something that I've been noticing, not on every prop, but I've been noticing it more often, is that Onyx is now going back to copying FanDuel's odds. When Onyx was first released, they would just copy FanDuel's odds, and then shortly thereafter, they started just to copy DraftKings odds. And for the longest time now, Onyx has just been a DraftKings skin. And today I started to notice more times than not, Onyx was copying FanDuel's odds. Maybe not on every single market, but it seemed to be an overwhelmingly majority of the time. So this would be a play here with like Bet Rivers and Bovada with Jovic, who plays for the Heat, not the Joker, but Jovic. Again, this is a 3% return off your investment. You bet one side on the over, one side on the under, and you just figure out how much you want to make, right? You just pump into the calculator. You want to make $1.25, you want to make $12.45, you want to make $124, right? Obviously, this is a player prop bet. I would advise keeping this wager size to probably under $250 or under $200, right? And then smashing this over here. Now, on Bovada, a lot of people in this chat already know this. You are going to get limited on Bovada. It's one of the few offshore books that definitely limits people. And so my advice to you is is instead of trying to figure out a way to like toe the line to try to squeeze as much juice from the orange and make as much money as you can from the account, honestly, early on with some of these Bovada plays, guys, they'll let you bet like $1,000 on a player prop. So if you're just looking to arbitrage bet on Bovada, I would just say you might only be able to smash them for 5 or 10 arbs. But if you're able to bet $1,000 on a player prop, maybe check that out. It might not be the best advice ever, but if you want to keep this at like $200, you can do that. The thing with arbitrage betting, guys, one, if not both books has to be way off for this to be plus EV. So like Bovada's way off on this under, and Camby is way off on this over. But I would say Bovada's more off on the under. So the EV plays really Bovada, but they're kind of both EV. So basically with arbitrage, you know you're going to burn through some accounts, but you're going to make some really good money. So I would rather you just kind of load up and hit some big arbs and then just say that's it. If you want to try to move over to live arbitraging, that's not a bad strategy at all. You know, we got this play here. This is women's college basketball. So just so you guys know, you're not going to be able to wager as much on women's college basketball compared to men's. You might be able to put down $50 to $100 on Colorado here on Caesars. But again, Caesars and Bet Rivers, this is a money line play. One team wins, one team loses. No way there's going to be a tie. You can make some nice dough here, right? Even if you can only get $100 down, bet 410 over here, you're going to make around $20 no matter what happens. The next best thing that you guys want to make sure that you're incorporating every day is middle betting. I think that BetDSI this has been out here for like 30 minutes. So I'm just going to remove BetDSI because this is probably incorrect. But over here on the Magic and the Knicks, you know, you're only going to make about a 0.5% of return on this investment. So you're like, who cares, Billy? Well, the reason that we care is because if some chance that the Knicks win by 12 points, then you're going to get your money refunded to you on Desert Diamond. You're going to win this bet on ESPN. So there's literally no risk. As long as you execute this correctly, you're going to make money no matter what happens. I would bet $80 here. I'd sacrifice my $1 in profit because no one bets $81. It's just, they don't do it. But check this out here because you'll be able to wager large amounts of money. I like to keep this on main markets. That's kind of my jam. Or if you want to go alt markets, that's fine. But if you focus on main markets, guys, these are markets that you can wager more money on, especially when it comes to the NBA, right? So one thing that I'll do right now, I don't know how much ESPN bet's going to let me wager on this play. Obviously, I'm going to pull the ESPN bet up on my computer. I'm going to pull up on my phone right here. Bingo, Bet Rivers. And we're going to check this out because I would love to hit this up in front of you guys. I can't pull the Bet Rivers play up on the screen, but so we're going to come over here first to Bet Rivers. I'm just going to go over to Knicks -12. And it is for 310 plus 310 odds. And then I'll come over here to the NBA and we're looking at Magic plus 12.5. Okay. So I could use the one-click bet feature or I could just do this right here. So Magic plus 12.5 is -300. What's the max wager size here? They'll let me bet $300, which is pretty good. So $300 to make $100. So I just come over here and I say, okay, cool. $300. You know what? I don't like that number, right? It's not a good number because I got to bet $97. So what about $295? Hey, 95 and 93, I could do that. So $295. Okay. So I'm in for $295 right here. So I got to bet $95 over here on Bet Rivers. I'm going to submit the bet first on Bet Rivers to see if they take it. And they do, which is awesome. So now I have a middle opportunity set up here. Knicks win by 12. I cash this bet for like $89. Either way, I'm making about $1 and change in profit no matter what happens. So I'm just going to come over here, type in Bet Rivers. 310 odds, $95. ESPN bet. There it is. I'm in for, what, $390? Yeah, $390. And no matter what happens, I'm going to make a profit. So there's a middle opportunity there that we're going to make some money on. Love seeing that, right? So there we go. That's a fun one. I'm out of money now on ESPN bet, which kind of sucks. So make sure you guys take advantage of the middle tool. That was a small middle, right? But I'm not going to lose any money there. It's guaranteed going to make a couple bucks. And now I got a chance that I can really make a lot of money if it hits. On the positive EV tool, this was here earlier. Oh yeah, baby. Tyler Bertuzzi. This has been out here for a minute. You can grab this on FanDuel, but it's really good on any Canby sportsbook. Anytime goal scorer, Devils, Blackhawks. I like this play quite a bit. So speaking of Bet Rivers, I'll take a look at this. And let's see what we got. Hockey, and this is going to be out here on the Devils. And so goal scorer, Bertuzzi. Plus 265 odds. Let's see if I can get this for $100. Will they let me do it? They'll let me do it. Nice. All right, so we're in on Bet Rivers. Been having, I would say, the most success I've ever had in betting on one specific market in my life, other than maybe player home runs, over here. And so it's been going really, really, really well. All right, let's do... All right, so there we go. Jake Gensel, if you guys have Circa, obviously you could bet a bunch of these. I would say only really at Circa. I wouldn't bet this anywhere else. Fliff has a little bit, and obviously you could probably put this over a Bally Bet as well. Plus 163 odds on any Canby sportsbook. Yeah, it's about a 2.5%. It's okay. It's okay over here if you want to grab this on a Bet Rivers, or you want to maybe grab this on Fliff. Brandon Hagel. Again, Canby Sportsbook, plus 190 odds is 3% edge. Don't mind that. So I'll grab that for Brandon Hagel at plus 190 odds. Lightning and the Rangers. This game starts in 25 minutes. So I'm going to grab this one right now. And I'll throw this in for, again, $100. Where the hell is he? There he is. All right, 190 odds, and I'm going to throw in this for $100. All right, so we got some anytime goal scorers over here, which is nice to see. And obviously, Canby Sportsbooks, guys, can be very, very profitable. There it is. Just popped up right there. Cooch to score. No vig. Yeah, definitely no vig. Guys want to bet this if you have no vig. There's only $200. If I had no vig, I would be going over and betting this right now. Go ahead and get Kucherov. Yeah, Jack, there's definitely opportunities where both plays can be EV. No doubt about that. No doubt about that, Irish. Making markets, making money. So speaking of making markets, yeah, this is a good play on Kucherov. Yeah, there's definitely times where both plays can be very EV. That's really the case when it comes to live betting NBA props with Prop Builder and FanDuel and DraftKings, is that both sides, when you're live betting NBA props, are really both EV. So there isn't just one consistent side to say, hey, just bet FanDuel for NBA player props live, or just bet Props Builder. They're kind of both really EV. So sometimes your best choice is just to arb them and not have to really worry about what's what. Okay, let's head over. Let's take a look at. We got some college basketball, so I want to shift gears just a little bit here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We're looking at some college hoops plays here. I dropped a video just now on my YouTube channel here, which you guys are on, about arbitrage betting. There's a video that came out yesterday on OddsJam's channel talking about the custom EV formula and some of my favorite ways that I like to utilize it. Main markets today, one of my favorite things here to do is just kind of bet college hoops using Bookmaker. The biggest reason why I'm not using the custom EV formula on these streams, it just takes too much time to load up plays. And so it's not something that I'm really interested in. All right, let's look at the top plays at the moment. Sportsino, we know all about that. I'm just going to bypass that. North Florida plus 41. That's a lot of points. $200 on ProfitX. Yeah, I would go bet this all day long. All day long. Let me pull up Bookmaker just so I can kind of get the limits and what's kind of going on over there. But yeah, North Florida plus 41. I can get in on that, no doubt. Same thing here with the under 155 on Idaho and San Diego. $59. Can do that. Also, guys, I got to cut the stream at 1 hour tops today. I got to stop it at 7 p.m. Eastern. I do have a call with possibly for a coaching client. And like I mentioned before in previous streams, if you guys want to work one-on-one with me, based on your state, where you live, your sports books, your risk tolerance, if you want to get right to the fast track in terms of, what's been ailing you, how can we fix it, how can we utilize the software for you the most efficiently? Steve, someone that's in the chat that's been using it, I always put him on the spot here. But if you guys want to book that call, I'll throw the link here in the chat. You can just set up a free 30-minute call with me to see if one of my coaching packages is going to be the right fit for you. Dr. Slips, what's going on, man? So there it is. So that's why I have to end the stream today sharply at 7 p.m. Eastern because of that commitment. Texas Southern. What do we got here? Texas Southern plus 2.5, Circa and Caesars. So we talk a lot about how, Pinnacle, they're only accepting a $500 wager on this play. So I like to pull up Bookmaker. You don't have to deposit any money into Bookmaker. You can just open up an account with them just to see, what they're accepting and their limits. They'll give you free information without having to deposit anything. So Bookmaker's taking $1,300 on this play. The problem with this play is these are two really small schools. Really small. So, you can see that somebody wants this at minus 110 over here on NoVig because they've offered up $4,800. Obviously, that's a pretty EV play. And then you see that kind of money, that gives you a little bit of confidence, right? To be able to incorporate the sharp money strategy within the positive EV tool, you say, well, wait a minute. I can bet Sanford at plus 110 odds. That means that this person wants Texas Southern plus 2.5 at minus 110. Right? Which is EV. Now, there's not a lot of liquidity here, but if you want to grab this over on Caesars, totally fine with it. It's still EV if you want to grab this at FanDuel. Again, guys, another indicator that I would like to bet this on some books, like Hard Rock's at minus 115. They're a joke of a sports book, and you can get the same odds over at FanDuel. So this would be a great play on Caesars. I think I'm out of money in my Caesars account. I've definitely been using Caesars quite a bit today. Courtesy of some plays on Dub Club. Yeah, I'm out of dough. So I don't think I have anything right now to pull into, but that's a pretty good play. Manhattan at plus 3. Again, Manhattan, Utah Tech, not exactly two Goliaths when it comes to college basketball. Let's see. And if you guys are on Bookmaker, sometimes you have to go to the extra games to be able to find it. Right now, I can't. Find any of this. I can't find this play at all. There it is. Manhattan plus 3. Yeah, I mean, a bookmaker's taking $12,000 on this play. They're taking 4 times the amount the Pinnacle is. And they just moved. And Pinnacle's, yeah. I like this play. This would be actually betting on Bet 105. Like I said, any of the sharp books guys can catch action. Bookmakers taking 4 times the amount of money the Pinnacle is. If I can get Manhattan at plus 3, I will definitely take that. I only have about $195 in the account, but I'm happy to do that. Games in 3 hours. We'll take this. Great. And I will bet this at the 180 spot that it's telling me to bet it at. Perfect. We get that over there. Awesome. Hopefully I don't move. Yeah, I moved it by a cent, so now it's minus 107. It's okay. I'm a little nervous. Just so you guys know they're in Dub Club. When I send links, and if you see a Bet 105 link, the odds were better before I bet it, but because I send the link, the odds, I do move markets by like 1 to 3 cents on player props on Bookmaker and Bet 105. So that's not trying to brag. That's just being honest. So that can be kind of tough. UNC Greensboro, NC State. Again, Pinnacle's taking 2K. We're going to move over to some NBA player props here, guys, because I know we have some games coming up here soon that we definitely want to attack. But definitely want to make sure I give a little love to college basketball. What are they playing? UNC Greensboro? Yeah, I can't. This play isn't popping up right now. Having a hard time with the search. That's fine. We'll move off it. We'll get on some NBA player props. All right, so one of my favorite setups for NBA player props, which most of you guys know. We're looking at FanDuel. We're looking at worst case. Again, if you want to take a blend of FanDuel and Pinnacle, cool by me. We'll come over here, click in the NBA, and look at some player props. There's going to be a lot of options here, so I'm just going to remove some sports books because it can be a little annoying. Sports Zeno and Hard Rock and definitely Bovada. These are 3 books, guys, that are going to have so many profitable betting opportunities for you guys. It's going to be insane. Let's go minimum of 5% EV. What do we have? Okay, Javonte Green. Great. The reason I talked about this, guys, because you see Onyx is standalone. I don't know. Maybe I'm incorrect here. Let me just take a look. Because if Onyx is if Onyx is going rogue, normally when I see this, I'm so excited I can't even get the words out of my mouth. Normally when I see this on Onyx, it just means that they're stale and that they haven't updated. So I'm going to try to bet this Quentin Post play really quick just to see if this is actually real life or if it's fake news. Yeah, it's now minus 113. So as I can see on the app, they are mirroring FanDuel's odds. Okay? So any book on Onyx now, Onyx is just mirroring FanDuel's odds. So I'm going to remove Onyx because at the moment, they're showing it. And if we're looking for FanDuel plays, I don't want to see Onyx. All right, Malik Monk. Wow, Parlay Play just dropped a bunch of value. And same with PrizePicks. Quentin Post, real quick. If you have Fanatics, guys, you don't need me to tell you that you can just have a great time with the software. DraftKings, Quentin Post over 3.5 rebounds. I wanted to look into FanDuel instead. So DraftKings actually is moving up quite a bit. And same with FanDuel. I don't like seeing this type of image, guys, when I'm looking to bet player props. When the rec book that I'm looking to place the bet on is actually moving, that's a no for me. This is just really, I don't want to touch this play type of scenario. I just don't want to mess around with this. Karis LeVert, yeah, that moved just a little bit. That might come back to us. Javonte Green, Bulls Pistons under 13.5 points. FanDuel's at minus 182. This is what I want to see. I want to see this. I want to see 5 minutes ago, FanDuel was at minus 138. They moved to minus 182. That's a massive drop from FanDuel. So take Green under 13.5 points, Bulls Pistons. I don't know which team he plays for, but this game starts relatively soon, if I'm not mistaken. Again, guys, you are going to get limited on these sports books eventually. So you might as well make money while you're doing it, right? That's kind of how it goes. So where's he at? Again, this isn't a guarantee that this is going to win, but these are the indicators that you want to look for when you're betting this. All right, so we're in on this play. I don't have the cojones to bet $370. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the balls to bet $370 on a player prop. Mark Williams under on his rebounds, Suns Mavericks. There's no Derek Lively tonight. Just got that update on Underdog. But Bookmaker and FanDuel are aligned. Dude, when you see Pinnacle having the same odds as Hard Rock or better odds, like, dude, did they move or no? No, they didn't move. So I can't bet this because I don't have any money left in Bet 105. I'd bet this on Bet 105. I would definitely bet this over at Pinnacle for any of my Pinnacle users. Actually, I apologize. I have a 4CX account out here in Arizona. I'll get this at minus 118 odds. I would be more than happy to. For any of my other fellow Arizonians, don't bet this one on 4CX. Let me have this one. We're looking at rebounds. Mark Williams under 10.5. Yeah, I would like to bet. I'll throw this in for 200. Okay. So we're in on 4CX, which is an exchange out here in Arizona, which I like to go after quite a bit. It's great. Got a lot going on. Ronald Holland, over 5.5 boards, ESPN bet. This is way off to Bookmaker and FanDuel. It's not, though, to Pinnacle. So I'm looking for line movement. That's really what I'm looking for here. Got some line movement from ESPN bet. FanDuel moved about 20 minutes ago. a lot. They went from plus 112 to minus 122. So when you see a big movement like this within the last 30 minutes, like this is why I use my desktop. I'm very fortunate to be able to sit in front of a computer and look at this. But this is why, like the mobile app, I don't really, it's harder to tell on the mobile app like what's going on, right? So seeing this line movement is so critical to me to say, yo, bet this over on ESPN Bet. I'd be willing to even bet this over on DraftKings. If I play this at minus 102, how much does that decrease my edge? 3%, because I can get this at 4CX, or you can get it at Caesars. A couple different spots you could do this. I'm very limited right now on ESPN Bet, so it's not really worth my time. But Bulls and the Pistons, this game's starting obviously pretty soon. Sooner than most. Normally, I don't like to bet this early to when the game starts. But we'll look for him for over 5.5 boards, Mr. Holland. All right. We're in over here on 4CX. There we go. The Bet Tracker's free, guys, over here at OddsJam. Make sure you take a look at that. Ooh, Kaishan George. DraftKings pick 6. Not bad. Not bad. Kaysen Wallace, under 6.5 rebounds and assists. Yeah, a little bit of movement from Caesars within the last hour. I don't like to see that. But then movement from FanDuel. This plays okay. Not bad. I can get along with this because FanDuel recently moved. Flag over 6.5 rebounds. The juice. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that, man. There's just, I mean, you could blow through a bankroll just going through all the plays here today. Really, really good stuff. And now the Ronald Holland plays moved, and it's now at minus 112 over on 4CX when I got it at minus 102. So, okay, nice. Chris Dunn. So this is where Bookmaker and FanDuel kind of disagree with one another. So let me add in Bookmaker here, see what's up. Okay, Desert Diamond, Bookmaker moved quite a bit. FanDuel dropped down, came back up, dropped down again. Whoa. Holy shit. That's a big movement. That's a big meatball there. To see this, minus 130 to minus 104. Sorry, I was reading this wrong. Plus 130 to minus 113, now to minus 102. That's pretty insane. Bookmakers moving in that same direction, guys. Again, I would bet Chris Dunn over on his assist. This is a later game. Clippers Nuggets. Plays for the Clippers. That's insane movement, though. Yeah, I'm in on that one for sure. Ooh, I got the approval. I can't bet $150. I can only bet $94. That's fine. I'll still take it for $94. All right. There we go. Nice. When you were mentioning Flag earlier to Juice, we'll take a look at him on his rebounds. Over 6.5. So Pinnacle's minus 126. I guess FanDuel doesn't have any odds for this right now. Bookmakers minus 115. Props Builder plus 100 again with Sports Zeno. Looks good. Let's open this up. We got Bookmaker here. Oh, FanDuel's up here. There we go. They're at plus 110. Ooh, yeah, I don't like that. So this is one that I'm kind of getting signals all over the place. Like Bookmaker just recently moved, which is nice to see. They were minus 105. They moved 10 cents. Pinnacle moved before Bookmaker, and they were at minus 116, now to minus 126. I don't like seeing this movement from FanDuel. But by all means, to see Bookmaker and Pinnacle move the same way should provide some confidence. And obviously another thing is like, you know, if you're getting similar odds as Sports Zeno over on Props Builder, it's a really good indicator that this is something that you want to go after. Can't see because my head's in the way. This is something that I would definitely consider going after. So I don't mind that if you want to play it. I'm not going to play it myself, but it's very close for me. He'll most likely cash that. But okay. All right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up in 5 minutes to get ready, or maybe like 3 minutes because I got to take a leak. Let's go back over the sharp money tool, and let's see if we got any big plays. Mitchell Robinson, under 6.5 rebounds. Magic Knicks. People want this at minus 105 to even money, and you can get this at plus odds on Hard Rock, so that looks really good. Not bad on Bovada either. Okay. We talked about Mark Williams on his rebounds earlier, but this is under on his points, under 13.5. If this is real on Onyx, grab it. I don't know if it is. Some people want it at minus 113, $1,700. I would say Fanatics, but everyone here is probably limited on Fanatics. FanDuel, DraftKings, okay, it's interesting, but again, I like to really look at line history here to see what's up. And that's pretty big. Within the last hour, guys, FanDuel was at like plus 100. They moved 18 cents. Bookmaker dropped off a cliff here. They were at minus 116, now minus 135. Even Circa moved. So, yeah, I don't make me mind betting this over at Onyx at all. But you guys were awesome, man. A lot of great questions. A lot of stuff going on. I'm back on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. We're going to also do this again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow is going to be more NFL player props. Tomorrow morning is going to be very focused on mainline markets, looking at more football for the weekend to try to lock in some more plays, some picks. Hopefully you guys were able to grab that Chargers money line from earlier this morning. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic Wednesday evening, and I'll check you guys out tomorrow. Take care.